Hello, my name's Mia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about what you can do to stay positive during lockdown, because I know how difficult it can be and I think this is such an important video to make. I did a poll over on my Instagram and it was so close between this video and also an advice video in terms of what I wish I knew last year, but I'm going to do that next week. So everybody who's waiting for that video, that one's coming next week. Okay, so the first thing that I find that's really important to do is to have a routine. Now, this can quite literally be anything from an exact time when you wake up, or it can be knowing exactly when you're going to have your breakfast and what you're going to have. Just some sort of routine that makes sure that your day is consistent, because I find that when I don't have consistency in my day, I'll just procrastinate. I'll just, watch TV all day and not move from my bed, and that's fine. And sometimes we need days like that, but on an everyday basis, it is really, really good to have some sort of formal routine just to make sure that we're making the most of all those hours in our day. The next thing that is inevitable is that we all are going to be on our phones a lot. And it's really difficult to break that habit. And I think that when we're talking about positive ways to change our lives, we need to make sure that we are breaking those habits but also enforcing new habits. So I know that being on your phone is one of the things that you're going to inevitably do in lockdown. So when you're on your phone, make sure that you're consuming things which are positive. So for example, one thing that I think is so important is you need to be following people on Instagram, on basically every platform that you have that are inspiring and that are really interesting people. Like, follow artists, follow poets, follow creatives, just follow people that make you really, really happy. And you can find these people by searching hashtags like search positive hashtag, search artist hashtag. There's so many amazing people out there that I think that you will love and that will really set your soul on fire when you're looking for people to inspire you and make you have a more positive day. Moving your mind, body and soul. I think this is so important. So people always talk about exercise, and exercise is important, but we have to remember that not everybody can exercise and not everybody is able to exercise. So it's important to exercise your mind as well. Now, I can say things like make sure that you go on your daily walk, because it is important. Going on your daily walk is an amazing experience to be able to go outside and breathe in fresh air, especially when you've been stuck inside all day. But also do things like yoga, move your arms, move your legs, get out, have a little walk around, maybe walk up and down your stairs. Just do something that moves your body. But also, exercise your mind, do some meditation. Practice some journaling, some gratitude. These are all things that are very easy for us to be able to do, but also are really going to help us become a more well-rounded person and keep us really positive. So I think a really important thing to do is to dance. Dancing is such a beautiful thing to do. And when I say this, I don't necessarily mean to have your own choreography and be an amazing dancer. I don't mean that at all. Although if you are an amazing choreographer, I mean, why not? But what I mean is to just dance like no one's watching. Put on your favorite song, have a little boogie. I do it all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it also makes me feel really, really good. It releases all my kind of built up stress and tension that I have. I have a lot of tension in my shoulders and in the top of my back. So when I dance, it makes me feel a lot more free. And I mean, dance like no one's watching, but also dance like everyone's watching, and that you've got your own show and that you're just feeling yourself. It is the most wonderful feeling and it makes me feel really, really happy. I think an amazing thing is to be able to cook your own food, and cooking is a form of expression. It's one of those amazing things that makes me feel so, so happy, because when I'm making food, I'm also pouring my energy and pouring my love into that food, so that I know that when I'm eating it and when my partner's eating it, we're eating something that I have given all my love and energy into. And that is such a beautiful thing to be able to do. And I think that when you make food, you feel so proud after you've made it, especially when you make something maybe that you haven't made before or that you're wanting to try. I think it's such a great thing to be able to do in times like this, where we really have a lot of time to spend on, consuming good food and eating things that are good for our bodies. I really, really just enjoy the fact that people are spending their time doing things that they love, and I understand that it's not accessible to everyone, and I understand that it can be really, really difficult in lockdown to start new things that you've always wanted to start. But if we remember that time is here for us to be able to do what we love, we're not here on this earth to just work, eat, sleep. We're here to be able to enjoy ourselves and to be able to experience life to the absolute full. And I think that during this time, that's one thing that everybody has discovered, is that, life's too short. It really, really is. So do things that you've always wanted to do, start learning a hobby, like learn how to crochet, or maybe to roller skate, or read that book, that's been sitting on your shelf for 2 years that you've always wanted to read. We have the time, and we need to use that time really, really wisely. It's so important to do that. So I think one thing that I've really been trying to do is listen to things that make me feel really good about myself and really good about everything that's happening in my life. And it can be very, very hard. It's very easy to get yourself down in a rut and feel like you can't get out of it. But if you listen to things which are going to lift you up, it's going to make it a lot easier. So I think to find new things that are really amazing to listen to, like a new podcast or a new favourite YouTuber. These are things that are very easy to consume, but also they are really, really nice to be able to just put on in the background while you're doing other things. So yeah, find a new podcast, search for one, look for one, find a new YouTuber, find a new book to read. These are all things that are really amazing that you can do at home. So the last one that I wanted to say is just to practice gratitude. This is something that I think is so important for everyone, and not just because I'm a spiritual person, but also I think everybody right now should practice gratitude. I think it's so important because I'm so grateful, and I think a lot of you are probably so grateful just to be here and just to experience life to its absolute fullest. So sit down every night or every morning, or even both. And I know a lot of people use journaling as a form of expression. So I think journaling is a great way to practice gratitude. Just sit down and write the things that you're grateful for. Like, I'm really grateful to be able to be talking to you right now. Like, we're having a conversation and you're looking at me and I'm looking at you. And I think that's such a beautiful thing that we're experiencing right now. Like, I'm so grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm so grateful that I have food in my cupboard. These are all things that we need to be grateful for, because not a lot of people in the world have access to those things, and that's really, really awful, and we should be fighting for those people to be able to have those things just like we do now. So let's practice gratitude and let's be as positive as possible. But saying that, it's also absolutely fine to not feel positive. I come across as a very positive person, but I've dealt with, feeling really, really low and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get out of this cycle. But we need to break those habits, break that cycle, and do things for ourselves. And yeah, I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I hope at least one of these things helps you become more positive during lockdown. And yeah, I love you all. Mwah.